Good morning from Comoli railway station. I'm heading down to Vernazza. I had a look on the map last night, decided that was a nice place to go to. The pictures look nice, so yeah, I'm going to hang out there for a bit, take a bit of video. I hope you enjoy the shots. Had an average meal in Comoli last night. I definitely recommend the town though, it's really nice and quite quiet at the moment for obvious reasons. The train is currently 25 minutes late, which is yeah, just a normal thing for around here. To be honest, I'd be filling out my compensation form now if I was back in the UK. But yeah, there's no rush, so I'll head down there and I'll speak to you a little bit later. Cheers for now. It was another fairly grey start to the day as I left Comoli.
Siamo in arrivo a Sestri Levante.
The first train took me as far as Sestre Levante, where after a short wait I boarded another service down to my first port of call, Vernazza. It's only a short walk from the station to the harbour. The first impressions were of narrow streets, souvenir shops and food outlets. Can you imagine walking down here in any other year than 2020 though? It must be jam-packed with tourists. Strange times indeed. The main advantage of the cramped centre, of course, is that there are no motor vehicles, so it does have an air of calm once you reach the harbour side. And speaking of which, Vernazza is the only natural port of the 5 Cinque Terre villages. And once you've squeezed past the numerous chairs and tables, it's worth a brief walk along the harbour wall, which I think gives you the best viewpoint of the village. Vernazza behind me. Very touristy. Could do with a lick of paint really, some of these buildings in my opinion. But can you imagine what it's like when there's not a global pandemic going on. Absolutely rammed it would be. Got to wear face masks out in the street. I'm going to take a wander and end up back at the train station. Go and have a look at some more little towns along the way. I'll catch you in a bit. It's easy enough to escape the crowds by walking through the many backstreet passages which meander up and down between the houses. This is one of my favourite things to do when exploring a new location. I can't help but imagine the people living behind the front doors of these fascinating houses and how they live their lives in many hidden rooms within. I wonder how old some of these buildings are, by the way. If you've got any idea, please let me know in the comments below. Now, as the railway line hugs the coast quite tightly, I was interested to see how close it actually gets to the buildings. And it wasn't long before I found out. Emerging from one particular alleyway, I was near deafened by the rumblings of a northbound freight train transporting containers past houses only feet away from the tracks. Manarola is the next place on my list. It's about a 6-minute walk to the harborside there. So, put my backpack on again, make a walk. A little bit of rain around, but it's not too bad. Hope this isn't as touristy as the other one, to be honest. I'm going to give Vernazza about out of 10 score, 5 out of 10. Let's see how this one compares. See you in a bit. So there's a massive subway from the railway station into Manarola. So I'm just going to turn the camera around now and see what we see on the other side. Bear with me a sec. It's amazing how, because they presumably didn't have much room in the village, they built the railway station on the other side of the headland, then dug a massive tunnel through the rocks. It was a bit more of a walk to the seafront at Manarola, but I did find it much quieter and less touristy than Vernazza. There's obviously less room to work with, so the harbour itself is tiny in comparison, and it's dug out of the rocks to provide some shelter and access for the boats that use it.
Sono affino, sono appartamenti.
Well, I kind of like Manarola better than Vernazza. It's a lot smaller. It probably hasn't got the aesthetic appeal, but yeah, the vibe's a little bit more relaxed. It's quite compact. The smell, seafood, fantastic. It's just what I like, those. So yeah, I wish I could stay here for a little bit longer. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. And I'll see you in a bit. There is a lovely walk just up the hillside to the north of the village, which I took, and this leads to a nice viewpoint with some great photo opportunities and a formal garden area type thing. It's a great place to relax for a bit and just take in your surroundings, but again, this area would be much busier in normal times. Okay, Riomaggiore, and I think there is another subway type of thing to negotiate after coming out of the station. So let's go and have a look, and I'll speak to you again when I get there. Here comes the train. Yeah, so this was Riomaggiore, the last port of call on my whistle-stop tour of the Cinque Terre region. And this appeared to be the smallest and least touristy of them all. After making my way down to the really small marina, I took some time out just sitting on the rocks and looking back up at the village. Riomaggiore. Yeah, I'm going to upgrade the last place, Manarola, to 8 because I think it was worth it, based on what I think of Riomaggiore, which is it's okay. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of it, to be honest. I've just come down to the marina, and I would give it a 6 out of 10, and no more than that really. It's quite nice. It's peaceful, a lot less touristy than certainly the first place I went to. So yeah, I'll take a few more shots. I'm heading back to the station and off to Pisa. It's just getting on a bit. Hopefully the weather will stay good, and I'll see you later. There's actually a small beach here just around the headland, and you will notice that the harbour area, because it's so small, any boats of a reasonable size have to use this area to pick up or drop off passengers. Right guys, so that is my tour of 3 of the 5 Cinque Terre towns, and I'm heading towards Pisa now with a change of La Spezia. Should be there in about a couple of hours at the most really. I'm looking forward to getting in the hotel, to be honest. Here comes my train. I will speak to you again later on tonight. Well, I should be in Pisa, so yeah, hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you later. Ta-ra. One of the highlights of the day for me was when I finally managed to get on one of the double-decker trains that took me all the way south to Pisa. Much nicer than the local hauled services in my opinion, and from the upper deck of course you get a much better view. Okay guys, I am in hotel at the moment in Pisa. I hope you enjoyed the footage I shot earlier of the 3 Cinque Terre villages I managed to get around today. They were in order of appearance: Vernazza, Manarola and Riomaggiore. Had a great time looking around. They're not the best places in the world that I've ever been to, but they're perfectly nice. If you disagree with that, please feel free to leave a comment below. In the meantime guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. Click the button up there if you don't mind. That would be really great and that would make my day. Thank you very much. I've got lots of stuff coming up, so please stay tuned to this channel. In the meantime, cheers for now.